first impressions, I don't know, they just never fit my taste. It's like, the thing is with the first impressions is that what I consider personally a first impression is anything that a person can judge you about on first sight, or the earliest like meeting with them. God, I'm so bad at this game. But what I consider a first impression would be that it can be personality, looks, anything that people can have an opinion on against you or with you. Whether it's your personality or looks, and can even be actions and just how you appear to be out to people. So the reason why I hate them a lot is because they just put so much stress into you. Like, you never know when or what to say or what to do once you put into the situation where you're with new people, and you just don't know what to do. It's so confusing, irritating, and just like, it can just change everything in your life. Like, you never know what will happen if you don't have a good first impression. Like, you could not be friends with one person you really wanted to be friends with, and that's all just because you didn't have a good first impression on them. Like, you could lose or gain a lot of friends depending on how good your first impression was on them. But then again, the brain is wired to judge people quickly. I mean, have you never judged someone instantly by their looks or things that they've done, like on the first sight or the first day or the first meeting? Be like, oh, this guy has what, colored hair or something? I mean, often that's a casual response or a casual thing that people judge, but nowadays it's kind of fine to have colored hair, so that's alright then. I mean, I don't see a problem with colored hair. I'm just saying it's just that people tend to judge these things, and it's honestly kind of annoying to have a bad opinion on dumb things such as colored hair. I mean, like, so what? They have colored hair. But yeah, it's the brain that is kind of automatically wired to judge. And honestly, just it's okay. It's normal to judge instantly. Just don't let it affect you that much. Like, make it a replaceable judgment. Say you heard someone do bad action or bad deed, then what is it called? And you don't know that person that well, but just don't let that opinion take over and be like, oh yeah, that person's bad. Like, have it replaceable. Okay, you never know if that person is like an actual just nice person who's just messed up. I mean, because everyone messes up, come on. But yeah, one of the reasons I also hate first impressions is just that I don't understand why you'd have to do them sometimes in school. Like, just let me be, just let me just stay away from people. Alright, so a big reason I really find first impressions really scary is that the just intensity and the possibility that you could mess up so badly you just won't have anyone to talk with anymore. Especially at like schools or workplaces or just anywhere. Could be online, could be in real life. And it's just that it's such a dumb thing, but it's just really important. It's kind of like trust. I mean, if someone trusts you, it takes a long time to build that trust. But then the smallest of things can mess up that trust, and then you have to go through the trouble of removing the rubble from the broken building, which would be trust, and then building the trust again. So it's a lot of progress if you mess up, and it's just kind of sad, but also kind of deserved to anyone who breaks someone's trust, unless it's not intentional, because a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings happen. But then again, we're talking about first impressions. You're not taking much time of your life. You're just giving someone a first look at yourself, and you have to present yourself the way you want to be seen. Say, for example, I'm new at school and I want to be known as a quiet, shy guy. So I don't say much about myself. I keep myself hidden from people, and I just have a timid voice. Maybe I stay away. I hide myself. Yeah, that's an impression of a person who's quiet and shy and just wants to stay away. So it's just such a dumb like aspect, but it has so much impact on people. Long ago, I used to think, uh, well, not long ago actually. This is still ongoing. It's still pretty recent, but it's just that I always think that people have a horrible opinion on me because of how I see myself. I see myself as a very clingy person who's very obnoxious and loud. And honestly, I just dislike myself quite a lot sometimes. Just sometimes, not always. But I'm not like narcissistic when I like myself. It's just that I appreciate myself for, having some good parts of me. But then again, my impressions are always myself thinking that I'm obnoxious, annoying, clingy, loud. But then when I ask people how they feel, they're like, "Oh, you're really kind. You're very helpful. You're very trustworthy." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thank you." And I don't know, it just makes me feel better about myself. And then I asked them how they thought of myself how they thought of me when I first met them, and they're like, "Haha, self-centered, laugh, very weird, mildly interesting, mildly annoying." See, that's where it is. Honestly, I like first impressions. Okay, that may sound like a lie. That I was like, "Oh, I hate them so much and everything." Well, honestly, I personally just really enjoy first impressions. I mean, come on, you get to control what people will think about you, especially if it's in school. Like, who knows? Maybe you'll stay with these people for like 6 years of your life, or it can just be like, what, 1 year, couple of months even, unless you move out of the school. And honestly, it's just really fun to be able to control people's opinion on you. For example, like, I move schools a lot, so heck, who knows, maybe I messed up a lot and everyone hates me now. So then I get to move out of the school and have a better impression on people. I mean, I always liked the idea, but then again, I always mess up because I'm just a fucking dumbass who can't do anything right. So, but yeah, it's just first impressions are fun, but I hate them because of how crucial they are. I mean, a lot of people I know now, I used to think they're just bad, horrible people that I should probably never hang out with or something, and never appreciated them before I actually bothered talking with them. And honestly, I regret it. I regret not wanting to know these people earlier, because now they just have better friends that kind of just replaced me now. And honestly, I regret it, but I deserve it. I mean, that's what I get for being a shit person, I guess. And I mean, that concludes the session of me just talking about first impressions or first judgments. Because hey, cool topic, am I right? I've always kind of wanted to talk about this since I don't know. I just find it kind of important, yet kind of useless and kind of dumb, but kind of a good thing to abuse. I mean, hey, first impressions, just always abuse that shit. You could always get in some, how do I say, very nice friend groups. So it's a good idea to try and use that to your advantage than just feel like a lonely person. I mean, you could always twist a person's opinion about you later if you didn't do well. But then again, I doubt people would just leave you alone unless you've done like something really horrible that I don't think anyone would appreciate. And then again, you're probably not alone if you messed up. Because hey, it's not hard to mess up, but it's not easy to mess up either, depending on what you count as a mess up. So yeah, that concludes my talk about first impressions and just first judgments in general.